We have an imposter among us, and I mean that literally. This is Frederick Borden on the right here, and he might be the greatest imposter in history. He would fill the positions of missing loved ones from random families. He longed for a stable family, and he was a lonely child. That's probably why he did this. But on the left here is Nicholas Barclay. He got replaced by Frederick Borden. Nicholas went missing, so Frederick came in to fill the spot. He would go unnoticed for months and months, and he would hop from family to family doing this. This was by far his greatest impersonation right here because they look pretty similar. The first time he impersonated someone, it was Jimmy Sale, who was supposed to be a British teenager. However, Frederick didn't know much English, so that didn't last long. This was when he was 16, was when he first impersonated somebody in Paris. Frederick would keep doing this to get places to stay, food to eat, even just sympathy. That's when a family from San Antonio, Texas was grieving their missing child. He saw this as a great way to get in. He posed as a Spanish homeless shelter worker. He went through a national list of Americans that were missing. He gave a vague description of a child, and boom, he was Nicholas Barclay the next day. The FBI and the US got involved. They were trying to get Nicholas back to the US. The boy's sister came to pick him up, and she didn't even notice. Apparently, Frederick had done such a good job disguising himself as Nicholas, it was seamless. Even their eye colors were different though. He made up a story saying that he was taken by a child exploitation ring and they changed his eye color. And I'm not sure why that family believed it, but they believed it. Also, this guy had a strong French accent, and they still believed it for 5 months. A private investigator from a show was actually investigating Nicholas's case and wanted to go interview him, and this is where things started to fall apart. The investigator saw a picture of Nicholas and realized the ears were so different. This raised a lot of red flags in his head right away. And you would think the FBI would take fingerprints of somebody they're importing back to the US. However, they didn't. After the private investigator raised these red flags about how ears are an identifying characteristic, the FBI was like, oh, well, let's fingerprint him and see then. The fingerprints obviously came back negative, you can't fake those. And they realized it was not Nicholas. He was sentenced to 6 years in prison and then got sent back to France, but that did not stop him. He continued doing this. He took the identity next of a 14-year-old missing French boy, even though Frederick was 30 years old at this time. He finally stopped doing this in 2007, and now he has a wife and kids. He said he will never impersonate again, but let's see. Let me know your thoughts about the story in the comment section below.